Okay, so this is gonna be controversial, and everyone's gonna say, "Okay, so you've done three London artists in a row," and I couldn't figure out how to pronounce his name, so I'm gonna go Casey Lowry. We had everything, right? And I've been waiting to talk about this song for a while because this song popped up on my For You page, and I have been listening to this song a few times this week to kind of understand the mindset that the writer talks about in this song, right? And it's so weird to say that this is my third United Kingdom artist, right? Because a lot of people assume when you talk about rap, when you talk about R&B, when you talk about certain subjects, you don't necessarily look to the United Kingdom for music, and that's totally against what I am. Like, I like listening to United Kingdom music. I couldn't put him in a category, but he says he does indie style music, which I think is amazing because we don't hear a lot of indie sounding music making it to platforms or making it to people's ears. So, and I heard that he is on tour, I believe. So, I wanted to talk about this song that I've been waiting a long time to talk about. Long time. I've been waiting a couple weeks to talk about this song. So there is some background information I need to say. As I said, he is my third United Kingdom artist I've talked about. This song is 2 minutes and 44 seconds long, and we'll get right into this real quick. Let's just see if we have a word from our sponsor.
Chegou a melhor parte do podcast. É hora de provar a melhor Coca-Cola. A Coca-Cola sem açúcar. O sabor irresistível da Coca-Cola, sem açúcar e igualmente refrescante. Coca-Cola sem açúcar. A melhor escolha.
Okay, so I'm opening this song up with the pre-chorus that he uses to open the song up, and he says, "I'm not sad about it," but he just says, he says, "One day you got up and left," which I think is true, right? So as I said, this is another heavy relationship based song where you're trying to figure out what goes wrong and what goes right in a relationship. I think that's what it comes down to. I'm not entirely sure, but what it comes down to is where two people try to work it out, and then at a certain point, the person just leaves, right? That's what he portrays in a song, but he does it so well, right? Like, the song, without a doubt, is amazing. The vocals are amazing, without a doubt, right? But he says, "You got up and left, but I guess the guy you're with now is taller than me and probably double my size, but also built like a rock," which I assume to take as him meaning he's just bigger than me, like buff, bigger. So that's how he opens the song, right? But then he has this chorus in this verse that are just so, it's a great like thing. He says, "I'm not sad about it. We were clearly out. You were clearly out of my league. As clearly we're two different people, and clearly somebody wasn't in the right league. Looking back at that relationship, clearly you weren't in my league, right? Or we're playing two different leagues, and somehow we got together by chance," which kind of explains a lot of relationships. Is you just get in them by chance, which I think is not a bad thing. Some things by chance do work. A lot of things by chance don't work. So really the numbers are like 80-20. But, in a song they're going to be 50-50. He said, "You asked me to write a tune about our relationship, and then you just got up and left," which is his way of saying, you wanted to have a conversation. We were going to have this conversation, then you just left. But truly, he did write this song about one of his exes, So it makes sense that he's saying, you wanted to tune about how I felt about you and loved you, and then you just got up and left, which doesn't make sense. Which is very understandable. I think there are a few times in relationships where that becomes the meta. People stay in a relationship because they assume, okay, well, if I love this person, I have to stay in this relationship. But I think that's like the concept of love. Love is like a thing by chance, right? Which I do like that he mentions, that you want him to write you a tune, but then it didn't work out. So either like if you want to write somebody a story about how y'all fell in love, and then they just kind of like up and left, you would feel some type of way. And I think that's what it is. He's just feeling some type of way and expressing his emotions through this song, which I see nothing wrong with. He says he gave you his all, but clearly that must not have been good enough. And that's the truth. There are some people that when they get in relationships, you'll give them your all, but it doesn't seem like it's going to help them or affect them in any way. And in those cases, you just have to leave for the better part of your mental health, part of your mental health, but also your physical and emotional health. And then he just talks about putting my heart to the test, where he loves you, but he doesn't feel like this is a good environment or relationship for him to be in. So he's putting his heart to the test of, should I stay or should I tell her how I really feel in the song? Should we talk about it? Should I discuss it? Should I write it in the song? They wanted it in the tune. Should I write about it? And I did, and they didn't care. But then the rest of it is just like, yeah, I did it, but I wrote a tune to make me feel better. And a tune for him to make him feel better, I do like the way he writes it to make himself feel better. But yeah, I'm happy he does indie rap, but indie music, but also the fact that he's able to tell a story with it. I say this with maybe like 3 songs I listen to that are by indie artists, but this song is great, but it's also an indie song that tells a story. It's not like a dance song, right? It's a very emotional song, depending on what side of the relationship you've been on. But also, how do you feel about relationships you've been in, right? Because while this is just a song, it's able to help a lot of people deal with toxic exes or toxic relationships, or really just anything, toxic friendships, really. You could put this to so many different things that I do like the way this is put. And I know my scorecard doesn't count or really doesn't matter, but I think overall, I'm going to give this a 9.10 because it's just that good of a song to me. And it's plus one of those indie songs that I'm not going to skip if it comes on, but also if I'm looking for it, or R&B, or a love playlist, this is definitely getting played. And I like the sample. So the beat's great. Overall, this song is great. It's not even a bad song. So 9.0 out of 10 because it is a good song, without a doubt. I think this is a song that was supposed to be on my For You page, and it was on my For You page, and it hit me at the right time because this is a good song to deal with anything you're dealing with, anything you're going through. This is that song you want to have on your playlist to listen to talk about your feelings or to express them through your feelings. And I know people are like, well, you shouldn't express your feelings through like. There's a stereotype of guys shouldn't express their emotions. He expresses emotions through this song. So I'm just saying, if that's that kind of standpoint that you're in, and you can't express your emotions to anybody, I would say find a bunch of music that you can make in a playlist to express your feelings to you and listen to it. Because that right there, this song, we had everything. We had everything, and this relationship still didn't work out. Is one of those. This is a song that I would definitely put on one of those playlists. This, because the title itself is very powerful. Of we had everything, but it still ain't work out. So clearly, I put my all into it. You clearly didn't put your all into it, or we put our all into it. We just didn't connect as well as we thought we would. Like, this song gets you really deep in thought, and it's also an amazing song to listen to, just for how short it is. I wish it was longer, but overall, I do like this 9 point. The song rating is a 9.0 out of 10, and I do like the way the song is put together. The chorus, the verse, I like them all. But I'm gonna get out your ear now because I think I'm rambling at this point, and I'll definitely see you in the next episode.